Senator Francis Black, please.
And I would like to welcome the Minister to the House today and to thank you for all the work that you're doing in these very trying times. No doubt about it, it's a very difficult time, and I really want to commend Senator Keoghan and Senator Crockwell and Senator Boyhan today for this motion. It's of utmost importance to the councillors who elect us in here to the Seanad, and obviously it's their remuneration and conditions. It's absolutely vital. And we all know all politics is local, and this, in a nutshell, shows the importance of our local authorities. City and county councils are our most accessible form of democratically elected government. They are the most useful bodies for highlighting local concerns and solving problems in their communities. And myself and my colleague Senator Eileen Flynn have been in contact with at least an awful lot of councillors over the last few weeks and had long conversations, and they talked a lot about the love of their job and how honoured they feel to be representing their constituents in these extremely difficult times. And honestly, they're inspiring people, because one man said, you know, he actually organised shopping for the older people in his community. Another man was on to me about trying to get one of his constituents into an addiction centre and worked tirelessly on this issue. Another woman asked me to try and help get somebody into a mental health institution, and I think that's going to be even a bigger problem going forward. So, you know, they're very passionate about the work they do and about working with their constituents, and their main issue is that they feel undervalued by the government. The disappointment at the failure of the government to fully implement the Moorhead report in line with their commitment in the programme for government has led to widespread anger and disappointment. Local government has never been as important as it is at this moment. I mean, they really are working on the front line and on the ground. Our local representatives are the first point of contact for many people who feel anxious and alone in these strange times. And again, I had another woman on to me who told me that she had to deal with a young unmarried mother, or single mother, I should say, with 2 young children. She had to go around and try and collect food for her. You know, I mean, it's a real dedication, you know, and there's no doubt about it. You know, local representatives will tell you their job is a full-time position, and their pay does not reflect this. The rate of pay for our public representatives has meant that many dedicated and able people can no longer afford to serve as councillors. The loss of these people and the problem attracting new people to local government is and will continue to be an enormous problem. Councillors need to know when the proposed increase of $8,000 per annum will be added to their salaries. They have to know that soon. I would like to express my appreciation for the Local Authority Members Association and the Association for Irish Local Government for their valuable input on these issues. They represent councillors throughout the country and have made it clear how poor working conditions and remuneration badly impact local representatives and local government. Since the Local Government Reform Act in 2014, there has been a serious change in the role of local councillors. A small number of elected representatives try to cover larger geographical areas, and for many it's just not possible, which is especially true in rural areas with vast constituencies. The increase in the workload of councillors since 2014 must surely warrant the backdating of their increased payment to that date. Councillors do not get a full-time wage, but theirs is effectively a full-time role. The expectation is that if a constituent asks for help, his or her local representative needs to be able to respond quickly and appropriately. If local representatives want to do a job well, they need to be available as the first port of call for their constituents, not least vulnerable people who may need help accessing vital supports and services. And as one will learn from any councillor in the country or anyone who's served in local government, it's impossible to do the job properly on a part-time basis. Many councillors do it out of hours or by taking unpaid leave, or they're lucky enough to have flexible working arrangements, but many cannot. And sadly, the current system squeezes people on lower incomes out of local government. Ultimately, we will need to make a decision as to what role we want for local councillors and local government. Will it be an inclusive position available to all? We are currently stuck between 2 poles. It's not a voluntary position with a low level of commitment, but nor is it a full-time position with the resources available to do it properly. All the councillors I know make the same point, namely, No one takes up the role for a high-earning career. It's absolutely a vocation, Minister. We all know that. They just want it to be feasible and sustainable to be involved in local government. I urge the Minister, I urge you today to support a move to sustainable full-time pay and to outline when the other recommendations of the Moorhead report will be implemented. The programme for government negotiated by the three parties commits to implementing the recommendations of the Moorhead report into the remuneration of all city and county councillors in Ireland within 12 months of taking office. So I sincerely hope that this is the last time that the issue of councillors' pay and conditions will have to be raised in this House, and that the government will be true to its commitment. Gur míle míle maith.